Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Thursday, July the 4th, 2013, and I felt like going on a little adventure today, and we're in Washington Heights, and we're going to be going to a very obscure footpath that leads to the Little Red Lighthouse. Let me show you how you get to this very obscure footpath. There are several ways you can actually do it, but I decided to start on 178th Street here and walk down the ramps. The reason I decided to do that was because I needed to take some pictures for my highway site and for another project I'm working on, so I decided I'd kill two birds with one stone. This is the ramp leading from the West Side Highway to the Trans-Manhattan Expressway, and it overlooks the approaches to the George Washington Bridge. Today was a partly sunny day, rather humid, which is actually an improvement from the weather we've been having this entire year. Here you can see an abandoned, long-forgotten staircase, and we're going to go up it, even though it's been fenced off, as you can see on top. Now the reason it's been fenced off, unfortunately, is simple. By the way, note the hole in the fence we're about to go through. The thing is, in the 60s and 70s, there were a lot of drug activity here and bad people hung out here. Consequently, there was a lot of trouble, so they decided to fence it off, which of course is the wrong thing to do, I think. I'd like to leave it open to the public so we can all enjoy it. You can see they don't build them like this anymore. I think it's a crying shame that New York City has fenced off so many of these nice areas. If any of you recognize the stand in front of you, that stanchion, that was actually part of the movie The 7-Ups with Roy Scheider. If any of you are fans of that movie, there was a chase scene that went right by there. This is Riverside Drive heading north that we're looking at now, and this is the way I actually walked. I walked up this steep hill, and I'm walking underneath the viaduct here on the way to get to the obscure footpath. I could have walked along Riverside Drive at the bottom left there, but I think this is much more photogenic, and I think you guys have to agree with me. Now I came upon some actual buried treasure. I wouldn't call it buried treasure, but you know I have a lot of friends that love these old lampposts. Now this has been reconstructed, that particular one, but this one here is original. Look at that thing. That is original from when this whole park was constructed. And it's older than anybody watching this video. Note the two day burners you see on the left hand side there. And I'm sure you know that day burners are lights that are on during the bright daytime when they're not supposed to be. I'm not sure if the sensors weren't working or what. But this is a nice little place you'd want to come and explore. However, it is a little eerie. Those of you guys who tend to get a little spooked with this kind of thing may want to bring somebody with you. Throughout my whole trip, I ran into only one person, a jogger, who came jogging around the footpath while I was walking up it. You'll notice everything you see is exactly as it was. The railing, the light post on your left, even though it's missing its head. See the one there? That's got a broken globe, but that is the original lamppost. And note how low the clearance here is. If you're a really tall guy, you better watch your head because you might not make it. Again, this is not a very frequently used path. And I'm going to show you where it empties out onto, because it empties out onto the city street. I'm actually walking away from the Little Red Lighthouse. If I wanted to get down to it, I would have had to cross the Henry Hudson Parkway and head down. And unfortunately, I didn't have quite enough time to do all that today. So I figured I'd cover this end of it, and maybe, just maybe someday if I'm feeling a little more energetic, I'll be able to cover the rest of it. As always, the graffiti guys have been all over New York City, and they didn't miss this part either. Here's a little opening in the park, and it overlooks one of the ramps to get on the George Washington Bridge. That there is the ramp, and it heads to the lower level, westbound, going to New Jersey, of the George Washington Bridge. Here you can see the dense overgrowth that has been left unchecked. This is the original fence, and look at that nice decorative plaque there. That's cool, isn't it? Nice ironwork. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. If you have any neighborhoods you want me to hit up, let me know and I'll try and do them. Remember, I try and make videos that are going to be interesting. These local New York City ones are a bit of work, so I do hope that my time was not wasted. And by the way, if you want to know where this path ends up, it ends up right here on Haven Street, corner of 177th. That's the easiest way to access this path. Have a great 4th of July. Goodbye.